Shake Table Lab by Finn, Gavin, and Kyle. Before we started building, we had to make a sketch of what we thought our building would look like. Our group thought that a short building would be better. For our first construction, we made sure to anchor the straws into the ground. This made sure that it would be stronger. Then we started to do double straws and add up to make our building tall enough for the building code and strong enough to survive an earthquake. This is our second construction. We started to add the cross beams in so the building would have support. On our third construction, we started to build the second story. This is our final construction. We made sure to add all our cross beams so our building would be very strong. We made sure to have a very unique roof than other groups. This is our construction sketch. In this sketch, we put all the measurements and heights of our building. This was our first static test. A static test is when you put weights so you can see if your building is strong enough to hold more. On our strengthening, we made sure to make the triangle smaller so that our building would be more secure. I thought that our strongest parts were our bottom cross beams because we made sure that there were extra support on them. I think that our weakest part was at the top because our cross beams did not go from corner to corner. We used the most tape connecting the cross beams from the poles. While building this tower, we got extra supplies to use. The supplies that we were able to use that were extra were straws and construction paper. The straws that we used that were extra were for our roof, and the construction paper was to make sure that the sandbags could be on the building.
Where would we have got the extra sugar?
The XYZ graph is the graph of the tower in motion. The y-axis is the tower going back and forward. The x-axis is the tower going side to side. And the z-axis is the tower going up and down. My group is very proud because our building held 18 sandbags. That is the most in our class. Our building failed in the bottom left corner because we did not add enough tape. The changes that we could have made to make our tower stronger is to add more cross beams and to make sure that tape was secure. Things that I learned about making an earthquake-proof building is that it is very hard because the earthquakes are very strong. The things I enjoyed about this lab would be working with my friends in building the structure.
My group's building held 18 sandbags. We thought of this as an achievement because it was the greatest amount in our class. When I watched my tower, I saw that it failed at the bottom left corner where there are 3 straws. I think it failed because when it was swaying side to side, the force made the straws crack or snap. I would have added extra straws to support the sides since that is what made our tower fail. I learned that in order to make a good building, you need to make sure everything is secure before you can say you are finished. I enjoyed that we got to work with our friends while making a science experiment. I also thought that this was a fun project to test out our building skills.
Our tower was able to hold a successful 18 sandbags. We are very proud of this because this was the most amount in our class. Our building failed in the bottom left front corner. We are very upset about this because we should have added more tape. If I were to do this again, I would add more tape to the bottom because that's where our tower went wrong. we did not have it stable enough so that it broke and snapped in half. The changes that I would have made is adding more tape to the front left bottom corner. It was rocking back and forth throughout the process, so that meant trouble right when it started. I learned that it's really hard to make a building that is earthquake-proof because buildings have to be very stable to survive an earthquake. Earthquakes are very powerful and can knock down buildings, so you have to have a great structural design to make it last. I really liked working with my group throughout the process. They are very great team workers, and they contributed a lot to the process. I also liked the scientific part, which was making a tower and testing it on an earthquake. I learned a lot about earthquakes in this process.